Hey, so a little bit unconventional way to answer your question with a video, but I started to write a response in LinkedIn and I ran out of word characters or whatever. So I don't know, it was a cool question and it's very exciting to see you guys doing a bigger event. I have to say, and I apologize, I'm sure I look like a hot mess. I've been working on my place like all morning. Dealing with some plumbing issues, getting ready for some guests to come in. But anyway, I'm gonna go actually outside just because it's so nice today. If you've never been to the South Carolina coast this time of year in the fall, it's absolutely spectacular. It's like 72 degrees, sunny, the ocean's still warm enough to swim in, and it's just fantastic. So if you ever get a chance to come to this part of the world in the fall, between late September to mid-December, it's absolutely paradise on earth, in my opinion, anyway. So, you know, you guys' small events that I've attended at Reynolds United have always been so much fun. They've been tight, compact events that didn't overdo it on the promotional or just glorified commercial standpoint. Is actually really informative, even for small, just little party type events. Always a great time, always a good party, always fun staff, all that good stuff too. And it's not always about party. Trust me, I'm on a super dry out phase myself after a couple of really just the last couple of months of trade show stuff. Yeah, I am drying out for the holidays, I can tell you that. So it's not always about the party, but you know what? That kind of also fun that you guys project, it does build rapport. It does build memorable, events and situations. So I just think that if you guys scaling up to a bigger conference that you're in control of and that you're showing just from your whole team's talent, your company's got such a great product that's really property manager focused, it's such an ethical price point, and all those good positive things, and just your whole top staff too. It's just so great. Vanessa's such a great MC, for example. Vanessa MCing a bigger conference and show, I just think it would be fantastic. And I'd be all ears from an attendance level and hopefully from perhaps a sponsorship level. So long story short, in the last couple of years, to get back to the question, what do you think the best conference has been? I've been attending every major conference for the last 3 years now, promoting the Abodica project, but I've been doing vacation rental conferences for a long time, both as a vendor in the past, selling things, and just as a property manager too, and just I've done trade show work my entire career and even got drugged to tons of them as a child as well. So I don't know, I actually love the trade show world. I love events, I love promotional type stuff. And so I like to critique it too. Sometimes that can be a little bit crass and be a little bit candid, but it's just reality. There's been a lot of the shows in the last couple of years that I've attended that I thought, although successful in some rights, were very overpriced or whatever, and redundant in a lot of ways. So that being said, the best one I think that's been in the last 2 years was the 2018 Streamline Summit. It's at the JW Marriott Resort in Scottsdale. Now don't get me wrong, the 2019 one was pretty good too, but the conference space wasn't lined up perfectly, and also the breakout rooms were kind of, they weren't right around the main conference floor area, and it was just kind of confusing. I do like to have a good time, and I have to say that the after party, although great, it just wasn't as good as 2018. So just to say what was great about that 2018, it was about 400 to 500 people. I want to say James was there. I think he could definitely attest. Both Jameses were there. I know the other one's not there anymore, but it was a good time. Like the conference floor, the trade show space itself was really tight and condensed, and all the breakout rooms were right around it. So I think that's a key point. About a 400 or 500 person show where it was a direct, vendor sponsor show being streamlined. So everyone that's attendance there, let's say 75 at least to 85%, already were on Streamline or they're highly contemplating it. That'd be the same thing, I imagine, if you guys are doing a conference. They're already, Reynolds United customers, or they're looking to be, right? So you don't need 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people showing up to something like that, because it's just too many people, in my opinion. That 300 to 500 person range with a nice tight quality level of the vendors that are also there promoting things too. You know, over a 2-day conference, people have such a limited bandwidth. And we all do, if you know, if you're in the property management business to any scale, you know, you're just busy. You have a limited bandwidth to take in all this information. And I think that having that smaller size allows people from the attendee level to really see everything that's being promoted, to really attend the breakout sessions and get a lot out of it, and not only see a half or a third at best of what's out there over a 2-day period, right? You can keep people a lot more focused. So I just think that that size is really good. I also think that Streamline did an excellent job in 2018 with just how the lunch sessions were broken out. The final party was amazing. The different breakout sessions were really, really good. It was big enough to where they could have a high caliber level of speakers with people like Matt Landau and others and Simon and all that good stuff. And was Simon at 2018? I don't know. But anyway, it was a good tight size. If you guys are shooting for something like that, I think that was a total winner. And I think that's the highest end of the spectrum that you guys would want to go. I think on the lower end of the spectrum is that roadshow mentality that maybe you could get more bang for your buck of stepping up from, you know, the VR Tech parties to something a little bit more in a mid-range size to where it's more like 100-person attendance, but excuse me, on a smaller scale, 1-day type of thing where you could do more of them, you know, perhaps in 2 or 3 different spots in the States, 2 or 3 different parts in the European market, and maybe get a little more bang for your buck that way too. I'll give you a great example. Last year in the fall, Rob Johnson and was with Key Data, and he partnered up with Cyrus and Airbnb and Lindbergh Group, and I think also maybe Rental Guardian, somebody else like that. But 5 or 6 people, they did just a lot of stuff in breweries and things like that. You know, it was very effective, anywhere from 50 to 80 people attending. They were able to do multiple shows like that. That road show style, I think, is really good. Heck, do both if you can. I will tell you this, I think in Barcelona, a great place for that. Let's say that you were to do a bigger conference with like a 2-day thing and have that 400 to 500 people attendance. You know, maybe the midnight, you know, like the mid-event party, like not the finale party, but the second night of the event, typically where somebody like Beyond Pricing's hosting or something like that, or, you know, several smaller vendors like myself could get together and sponsor a party. But like that Maritz Brewery that in Barcelona, I think it's in the San Antonio area of Barcelona, but the Maritz Beer Brewery place with that cool basement, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. If not, go check it out. Super cool for like a 50 to 80 person, you know, dinner party type event. You know, or that could just be a perfect spot for a one-off roadshow type of thing, where maybe you're stepping it up a little bit from the parties that you've had at your own place there to something a little bit bigger through the VR Tech Week or whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling on at this point. I just personally think that you guys would be great doing a conference like that. I would sure love to attend it if I'm welcome. I know I can be a little salty at the bar sometimes, but anyway, hopefully you enjoy this this kind of random way to answer that question, and I wish you guys nothing but the best coming into the holidays and for 2020. Have a good one.